Hello, I am live. I'm reading out of Eyes of Horus. It is a book by Joan Marshall Grants. She was a seer, and she was also she was able to remember her previous lives. She's written 7 books about her previous incarnations, and this one, in this one, she is a male, and she is Ra-Up, who is the heir of the nomarch of the ORYX. But he realizes he grows up in a very corrupt system in Egypt, and many are devoted to the worship of Set, the Lord of Fear. When he is an adult, he joins a conspiracy known as Eyes of Horus, which is dedicated to breaking the rule of fear and lifting the shadows of lust, greed, and cruelty from Egypt. I have stopped halfway through chapter 4 of the 4th part of this book. It was entitled The ORYX Necklace. Was it the ORYX necklace or was it the onyx necklace? Anyway, it was a beautiful necklace. Yeah, the ORYX necklace. He had made, had been made for a woman he has met. When did you know it was me you were waiting for? I think it was as soon as I noticed you sitting alone and saw that you often looked at me. I pretended I only wanted to speak to you because you looked so lonely, and it was my duty towards you as a guest. When I heard your voice, I was sure I'd seen you before, and had done you a discourtesy in giving you the first greeting. I was confused that I could not remember your name when I seemed to know it so well. Your eyes, only your eyes were as I had always known they would be. That's why I recognized you in the distance. Your eyes held the same recognition which I knew was in mine. Then why did you treat me as a stranger yesterday? How could I tell you my heart when people were watching us? Oh, Ra-Up, my love, we are 2 petals of the same flower. Yet, as the daughter of Ramires and the son of the ORYX, we have been taught to speak a different idiom. I have heard of the ORYX and know that you've not had to follow the manifold concealments which have made my life. Sometimes I think that the whole of the royal household has no more substance than a painted frieze, as though we were all part of a pattern designed by a long-dead drawing scribe. When I attended the banquet where we met, I thought it would be like 100 others. The women would wear different dresses and the food and flowers changed with the season, but the pattern would be the same. For if the colours of a tomb painting were altered, the ghosts who whisper among the funerary meats would not change the rhythm of their complaint. Ghosts are jealous of the living, and if they knew that I no longer share their company because you have taken me from their whispering shade, they would combine to get me back. Now, I'm seeing the low battery sign. So, this is a little bit more of chapter 4, the ORYX necklace. I hope this recorded. Should I go on? I guess I will. Anyone who tries to break the mold in which their lives are cast is treated as an enemy who must be destroyed. I have refused to marry, but it has been forgiven, because I'm young and because they suspect my refusal is born of ambition. The younger son of Pharaoh has not yet chosen his royal wife. If I told even the women nearest me, those whom I count most loyal, that I waited for a lover to join me from a dream, they would have whispered that madness has touched me on the forehead, and the fire among stored grain travels more slowly than whispers among idle women. My father would have defended himself against the slur of having an afflicted child by marrying me to a husband of his choosing, and it would never be difficult to find a husband for the daughter of a man so powerful as my father. How could he have made you marry against your will? It is against the law of Egypt that a woman should take a husband who is not of her free choice. I should not have been forced, at least they would not have called it so. I should have been allowed the alternative of going into the royal temple in time to become a priestess, who followed every design which furthered the power of the false priests. Or if I had the strength to refuse to give my will to them, well, there are many who die before their initiation. While she was speaking, I realized that as soon as it was known that we loved each other, she would share the danger in which I was living. If I were taken as a spy, she too would die by torture. I must rescue her at once from these strangers amongst whom she had been born in exile, and take her to the protection of the Watchers. I held her close. We must escape to the ORYX tonight. As my wife, even your father will have lost his power over you. Then I told her of the Watchers and why I had come to the royal city. I concluded, so even if Pharaoh sent an army to bring you back, he would have to conquer more than half his kingdom before he could impose his will. For the Watchers will fight if one of their number is threatened, and he who joins battle with the ORYX must challenge the warriors of every southern nome. While I was talking, I had been planning our escape. You must come with me to the house of the copper merchant, who is the first link in the chain between me and Roydon. I think we shall go by river, perhaps in a grain barge or trading ship. There are several ways by which we could travel in secret. We may have to go from village to village and lie hidden during the day, moving only by night, when we shall be disguised as fishermen who cast their nets under the moon. I hope that we shall travel slowly alone together, as I have dreamt of for so long. Now it will be a dream from which we shall wake to find ourselves together.